IOPC Toby Beasley, a Leicestershire Police constable, has received a final written warning after hitting a man with his baton at least 12 times. The incident happened at Montfort University in June 2021, where Beasley went to make an arrest of a man and used his baton 12 times in the process. Beasley's misconduct hearing was to determine allegations related to the use of force, in that he did not adequately review or aim each strike appropriately, or so say the IOPC. So it sounds like the police can hit you as many times as they like, providing they aim properly. I don't fucking think so, pal. The IOPC launched an investigation after the arrested man was taken to hospital with minor injuries sustained in an unrelated incident, and to assess bruising caused during the baton strikes that he had received by PC Toby Beasley to his back, shoulder, arms and legs. The investigation considered body-worn video and witness evidence as to whether PC Beasley's early deployment of his baton and his use of force prior to and during the arrest were proportionate, reasonable and necessary. But it appears that assault was not on the agenda for investigators, as they only found him guilty of using excessive force. IOPC Regional Director Derek Campbell said, while the detainee offered low-level resistance, at no time was he a violent risk to the officers. We assessed that he did not adequately review or aim each strike appropriately before issuing another, with one of his strikes hitting a colleague. He added, we considered relevant policies and took into account the officers' relative inexperience and restrictions on personal safety training in light of COVID-19 pandemic. We concluded the force used exceeded what was required in the circumstances. Yep. Blame COVID. You would think that with the drop in crimes over the lockdowns, police would have had time to have some additional training, but it seems they couldn't find the time between abusing their newfound powers or at least scouring the streets for people to abuse them on. The plenary panel has decided PC Beasley's actions breach the standards of professional behaviour in respect of use of force, duties and responsibilities, and discreditable conduct. So apparently inexperience and lack of training allows police to practically get away with beating people with excessive force, blaming everyone for everything except themselves. I mean, where exactly are these people who should be being held accountable? Surely the superior officers should take some blame for this. If Beasley wasn't trained properly or was inexperienced, it's their fault. Was he on his own when making the arrest? We don't know. But if he was, then why? If he was inexperienced. If he wasn't, then why was his colleague, if he had one with him at the time, also not investigated for not stopping him? I am fed up with this almost normalising piss poor police behaviour. Yes, he got a final written warning, but for how long? We don't know. There's no mention of how long that will retain on his file. And considering the investigation showed that the man offered low-level resistance and at no time was he a violent risk to the officer, then why is he not up on assault charges?